What's up, man? It's Drumatic, Clockwork Sound, and I'm here with your top 10 hip-hop albums of 2017. It's been a busy year for hip-hop. A lot of fake news, a lot of big names, a lot of new artists making themselves strictly off social media. It's definitely been a game changer. Now, the world I grew up in, you might just drop a new song, maybe drop a single on the radio and a video, and hey, that was it. As long as nobody else could compete with you by getting on TV or the radio, you didn't have any competition. But nowadays, with YouTube and other sources, anybody can do it. And the next thing you know, boom, he pops out of nowhere. Now you got competition. So this year was definitely a big year for lots of new artists. So shout out to all the new Lil Pumps and Lil Yachty's and all those guys that are making their way up, not strictly off talent, but other ways, finding other ways to do it. Now, this is my top 10 list for the year of 2017 as far as hip-hop goes. But I am going to say this. This is my opinion. I know a lot of people have their own opinions. Some people might think that, oh, so-and-so's better than so-and-so. This is my opinion. This is strictly how I view things. Like, I look at the hooks, I look at the beats, I look at the substance, the lyrics, the wordplay, the flow, content, all that stuff's important to me. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. This first guy I didn't really expect to make the list, to be completely honest with you, and it wasn't because I didn't like his project. I just really thought that there would be 10 projects ahead of it that might make the list, but I was wrong. So first on the list we have Wins and Losses by Meek Mill. Meek Mill's had a tough year. He's looking at prison time right now. I know he went to court. The judge tried to get his autograph and do some other stuff. I'm not sure exactly all the details to what's going on, but I do know that they're trying to use that to their advantage and get out of this thing. But with all the fake news and stuff going on, you got to watch what you're watching, if that makes any sense. Meek Mill definitely hasn't always been one of my favorite rappers, but I never thought he had lack of skill or couldn't rap or anything like that. It's just he has a heavy substance of money, bitches, and hoes and all that. And I just really, that shit gets old to me. So I'm always looking for people with more substance than that. You know, people like Locksmith that got lyrics, you know. But he does have some bangers on this album. With this track, Whatever You Need, featuring Chris Brown and Ty Dolla $ign, you get a really good mainstream DJ Mustard type feel that I thought was going to personally do a lot better than the single did. I did get a few million views, so I'm not saying it flopped or anything, but I just it's one of those songs that when I heard it, I thought it was going to take off. It's a good song. Glow Up was another single he released. They're all in the pool, just, you know, him, bunch of bitches chilling. It's really just kind of a Drake type banger, and it's dope though. I like the song. It's got a cool drive to it. You could bump that in your ride. You could bump that in the club. It's definitely one of those songs. So Glow Up's another good one, and then also Heavy Heart. Heavy Heart is probably the most genuine song I've ever heard Meek Mill make.
It's gonna surface, nobody's perfect. Show them cash, it kinda made me nervous. Maybe I'm tripping, hoping it's paranoia from all the shit that we've been in. Watch you put gasoline in,
I guess, or he doesn't exactly pour his heart out on all of his music. He did go through some relationship woes this year, and with all his court issues, I know he's probably feeling it right now, but I know he quit doing drugs, and so maybe he's growing up a bit. You never know. So shout out to Meek Mill with Wins and Losses. That's number 10 on my top 10 list. So let's get to the next one. The next one, I think he probably named it after the first word he heard after he created it, which is "Damn" by Kendrick Lamar. You know, he's always got high expectations. A lot of people think he's always going to make the album of the year every time he drops something. So with that being said, he's got a high bar that he needs to reach. I remember the first time I heard of Kendrick Lamar, I was actually sitting in a kitchen freestyling with some friends on a drunken night. A buddy of mine named Diverse had told me that there was this dude he thinks I would like from Compton, and he was kind of an underground MC. Yeah, you heard me right. That's how long ago it was. And so I was like, all right. So he played a couple songs for me, and I was like, damn, that kid is good. And he was like, yeah, Dre's been talking to him. So I was like, all right. So, and then where we stand today, I think it's kind of self-explanatory that the guy has a gift. He's like a modern day Slick Rick in a sense, mixed with Eminem. He's a great storyteller. He understands that you can't just rap and not say anything. He definitely has the wordplay of like a wordsmith, like Eminem. So Damn is definitely a great album. It definitely had to make the list. DNA to me is definitely a standout song on that project. Humble, we've all heard. There's definitely some good songs on there. I will say this though, it was not as good as a lot of people say. If Kendrick has one downfall to me, it is the fact that he likes to be so different, so jazzy. He always has Terrence Martin kind of lead on the production, which gives it a more jazzy feel, which is good. I like jazz. So that's not a knock on jazz, but his hip hop, I don't know. I mean, there's just a sound to it. It's almost like an Anderson .Paak type sound that is cool, and I like it. But really, it has to. It's for a certain audience. It's for a grown audience. It doesn't, it's not gonna. It's not for everybody. So, I think that Damn was definitely a good album, but because of the production alone, and some people said it was the strongest point, to me, Kendrick's always the strongest point. So you give Kendrick good beats, I don't think you can go wrong. But I know he wants to leave a mark and be different. It's the same reason Chance the Rapper would never make the list, because he has that kind of production, but definitely doesn't have the lyrical talent or the rapping to back it up. So, Damn comes in number 9. Definitely deserves a spot. Wish I could have moved it up higher on the list. Only reason it didn't make it up there is merely off of sound. Kendrick's always the top dog MC to me. So, yep. Damn comes in number 9. Next on the list, we got Joey Badass with American Badass. Now, a lot of people didn't see this one coming. And that is not to say that Joey Badass of Pro Era is not a good MC, because we all know that. I just don't think a lot of people expect him to put the album of the year out, Definitely came out of right field. I've always been a Joey Badass fan. I like lyricists. I like dudes that go hard. I like dudes that could step in a cypher and kill it. I like a dude that could go on Team Backpack and do a great job, and then go home and make a great song in the studio. So those are the people I got the most respect for at the end of the day. So much love for Joey Badass. And this album definitely did not cease to impress. I put it above Damn for the simple fact that the production on the album was much better to me. I felt like for listening value, I could listen to the Joey Badass album more than Damn. Damn had moments of brilliance, but Joey Badass's American Badass is definitely produced very well. He has a lot of content on the project, and you can't go wrong with American Badass. And next on the list, at number 6, looks like we got, 10, 9, 8. Next at number 7, we got Belly with Mumble Rap. I know this one's unexpected to a lot of people, but I'm assuming a lot of people didn't hear it. I'm pretty sure he resides out of Canada. He's been putting out good music on a consistent basis for the last couple of years. I haven't heard too many tracks from him that weren't good, to be honest. He's one of those guys that not a lot of people pay attention to. The ones that do like him know how good he is. He drops bangers. He started this whole project off with a banger, actually, just to kind of get your attention right off jump, and then kind of falls into a song called Lullaby a few tracks later, which is more heartfelt, genuine song. People have heard me say numerous times that I like it when people can switch up. You can take your tough guy suit off sometimes. Show us who you are. That's what hip hop's about to me. Let them have it. Tell them the truth. I like that rawness behind it. So, yeah, I think Belly definitely deserves a 7th spot. Could have possibly moved up higher if he didn't have so much competition, because the album is pretty good. But some of these artists that got up here a little above him are definitely worked their ass off to get it. So shout out to Belly. Mumble Rap, that's number 7. After that, we got Big Boy Mercules. He came out with an album earlier this year called Trust Your Gut. And I'd seen Mercules do some cover tracks on YouTube, and they were pretty tight. He's got like a grimy Vinnie Paz type voice, and he seems like he could flow. You could tell he's been doing it for a minute. So he's definitely got skill. He's got bars, but did I think he was going to end up being number 6 on my top 10 for 2017? No, sir. So, touche, brother. I'm really proud of Merc, man, because I noticed he just been trying to come up on his own. I don't think he's got like a major deal or nothing like that. I just noticed that he's been hustling. He's been dropping his videos consistently, building a fan base, trying to make his money that way. I saw him say some shit about getting on his fans about buying his original music, because I can feel that too. So, hey, shout out to Merc. He takes the 6th spot. Trust Your Gut. Lots of good songs on there. Trust Your Gut, very good song. Lots of good songs all over the album. The production is great on it. He definitely is a good MC. So, yeah, if you're looking for a good album to listen to, if you just want a lyricist, if you want to do this kind of like a hardcore MC and some good beats and some good production, then definitely check out Mercules' Trust Your Gut. At number 5, we have Forever Is Mighty Long Time by Big KRIT. Man, this album's incredible. I really struggled on where to put this on the list for a few reasons. It's got an old Outkast, 8-Ball, MJG vibe to it, which is really my biggest influence, some of my favorite music. So right away, I was definitely drawn to the album. Big KRIT's always kind of been playing in the background, but it's not his fault, really. I mean, he makes all his own music. He produces all his own songs. He's a great musician. The guy's fantastic. There's nothing bad to say about KRIT. I've always admired the hell out of him. His music's incredible. I don't really know why he doesn't get the props he deserves. I've seen him speak about it in interviews, and people bring it up to him because everybody knows it. It's kind of a well-known thing. But this album should grab people's attention. A lot of times on his albums, he makes great songs. The beats are really good, but there's always kind of something missing, and that seems to be his big downfall. So this time, I don't think he really missed anything. I think he really nailed it. I think there's like 20 songs or something. It's on the double disc. It's pretty solid all the way through. I mean, with that many songs, you're going to have a few here and there that you're like, oh, okay, that's all right. That's okay. But for the most part, majority of the album is very good. Out of that many songs, you can't go wrong. So I put it at number 5 for that reason. He has songs like Ride With Me, featuring Bun B and Pimp C. Got a great smooth 8-Ball and MJG, Tony Draper type feel to it. Something I definitely miss. There's 1999 featuring Lloyd, which has got like a 90s dance feel, kind of. It's crazy. Real dope song. He's got Get Up to Come Down featuring CeeLo and Sleepy Brown, like an old Outkast song. It's kind of self-explanatory with those two in it. So great album, good features all over the album. Yeah, definitely belongs at the 5 spot, if not higher. I just have some good albums ahead of it. So shout out to Big KRIT, the number 5 spot. Next, we have CyHi The Prynce, Mr. Ghostwriter himself. Now, this guy's been writing hits a lot longer than probably a lot of people know. He was ghostwriting for Kanye West and other artists for a long time before he ever finally got to come out and do his own thing. This guy will step in a cypher, embody everybody in it. He's always been very underrated. Well, not even that, just kind of under the radar. I don't know if a lot of people really know who he is, but hopefully he gets his time to shine now. This project is called No Dope on Sundays, and it is fire. I wanted to move this up. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I got to these like last 5, I really didn't even know how to put them in order. It was more kind of a consistent basis type thing. Like the number 1 has a lot of songs and a lot of good songs for the amount of songs, and that's kind of how it took first place overall. But any of these really could have finished up there. These were definitely the best albums I've heard in a minute. So CyHi The Prynce, Cypher Killer, Ghost Rider, Extraordinaire, whatever you want to call him. No Dope on Sundays will not disappoint you. I promise you. If you like lyrics, if you like substance and content to music, if you like a dude who's got some wordplay, who's witty and just out raps people, period, then you'll like CyHi The Prynce. Get Your Money is definitely speaking wisdom. So I would check out Get Your Money. He's speaking knowledge to people, telling you to get your money and get out. He's not playing. There's more to that. So number 4, No Dope on Sundays by CyHi The Prynce. I think the next one is no surprise to anybody. It is Joyner Lucas, 508-507-2209. And from what I hear, you can actually call that number. So go ahead and give him a call. I think it's just an answer machine. But anyway, I think we all know he was going to make the top 3 at least. Just off his videos alone, he had a gigantic year. He did the I'm Not Racist recently, which stirred up a bunch of controversy. I personally loved it. So Joyner Lucas has been shaking the industry up a little bit, and he's definitely making noise. He's personally one of my favorites. A lot of people that I know definitely are big fans of his at the moment. So he's gonna grow from here. I don't know if that guy can get much better. He's already kind of testing everybody. I don't think many people can really hang with that guy. So there's a few people I'd still like to hear him do a song with. It'd be great to hear him do a song with Kendrick Lamar. They would definitely raise the bar. The song that he did with Logic kind of disappointed me. It was him and Tech 9 and Logic, Sriracha. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it. And I know he's pissed off at Logic about that. I'm not sure if it was personal, if Logic just kind of shit the bed on purpose because he didn't like Joyner, and he was mad that he wasn't supposed to be on the song or what. But I do know that Logic came half-assed and Joyner killed it. So big year for Joyner Lucas. Great album. I really like the concept of using answer machine messages. I'm not even sure if they're real or not, but if they are, that's really cool. If they're not, it's really cool. It's a cool idea. Kind of paints a picture to the album, considering it's a phone number. But it doesn't surprise me. He's kind of a creative genius. His imagination's like out of this world, and he directs his own videos. So we know this guy's got some talent. So coming in number 3's Joyner Lucas, and I would definitely suggest checking out most of that album. Well, all of it, but you know, Winter Blues is super dope. I'm Not Racist is super dope. Lots of good songs on there. My favorite song on that album is I Need More. I know people are like, damn, you played that shit out, but I can't get enough of that song. So, yep. Shout out to Joyner Lucas. 508-507-2209. This next guy might be considered a Christian rapper, but some people say he is, some people say he isn't. I've seen him in interviews try and disclaim the fact that he is a Christian rapper because a lot of these guys don't want to be having that kind of label or any kind of label for that matter when it comes to rapping. They just kind of want to do their thing. You know, it's art. You know, there is no limit to art or no right or wrong way to do it. So, you know, you just kind of want to be respected like everybody else for doing what you do well. And that's one thing that NF does. NF's new album, Perception, will definitely turn the heads of all the naysayers. If you don't know who NF is, you better learn. This guy is one of the best up-and-coming rappers that I've seen in a long time. You can give him any kind of beat, he will kill it. He does not lack emotion. As a matter of fact, to me, that is his best asset. I appreciate the fact that he always wears his heart on his sleeve and doesn't give two shits what anybody thinks. I've heard him be called a Christian rapper at times, but I've also seen him disclaim that in interviews. So he believes that just because he believes in God, that does not make him a Christian rapper. He does not want the label. He would rather be looked at as an MC like everybody else and just get the respect that he deserves. So with that being said, Perception. This album had high expectations for me because I'm a big fan of NF's. Therapy Session was a great album. A friend of mine told me about NF years ago, and when I first heard about him and they said that he was a Christian rapper, I didn't know what to think. He played a few songs. I thought he was pretty nice. So next time I saw him on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that's the NF dude. And I checked him out. He was spitting. So from there, I purchased this album, listened to Therapy Session, thought it was great, stayed a fan, bought the new album just to support, and was not disappointed. You don't get a lot of albums that are solid from beginning to end nowadays. There's always a good gap on the album here and there, or holes in the album, like I like to say, and they just leave you empty because you're like, man, this is a project that should be solid from beginning to end. And like I've said in the past, I know not every album is a classic. It's not going to be fire from beginning to end, but you have to be good. I mean, you can't have 2 songs out of 10 and be like, oh, I got this really good album. Even if the 2 songs were really big singles, that doesn't make a good album. So NF definitely put out a good album. I gave it the number 2 spot simply because the variety, what he talks about, he does not stay on one lane the whole time. He has a decent amount of songs. I always tell people, don't have too many tracks unless you can make all of them good. He has a good 10 songs on here that are really good. So until you could find somebody else that's got that many songs on one album that's good, they're not getting the 2 spot. So NF's Perception, congratulations to you, brother. You deserve it. Number 2 spot, NF, Perception. Drums, please. Well, we have made it. The big numero uno. Number 1. The best album of 2017. And it happened to drop this last month. Now, before I get into this, I have to say, this is probably one of the last albums I would have expected to be number 1 this year. By no means do I mean to disrespect his brand or his name. I know he does his thing. I just had some big expectations from a lot of artists this year. There's been some big albums that dropped. But G-Eazy dropped the album of the year with The Beautiful and Damned. There is 20 solid tracks of pure fire on this album. There is no filler on this project at all. He came as consistent as you possibly can for making an album with this many songs on it. He literally had 5 or 6 songs on here that could have been released as singles. He chose to use the one that he dropped with his girl, Halsey, because he knew that that would probably be a good game plan. He dropped No Limit because it had Cardi B on it. She's hot right now. He knows that's business. So that was a smart move. Easy, I heard, got moved up in the label, and I can see why. He seems like a smart businessman. He's always done the right things. He's about quality more than quantity, and I respect that. So, salute to G-Eazy, The Beautiful and the Damned, the best album of 2017, regardless of what anybody says. 20 songs. Every single one of them is good. People are going to argue this. People are going to have their own opinions, and that's life, and I understand that. But G-Eazy dropped easily the most surprising fire this year. So, and I say surprising for the simple fact that this is not the album that I thought I was going to pick for #1 at the end of the year. So, big ups to him. Because Easy featuring Sun Lux, dope track. Love Is Gone, dope track. Beautiful and the Damned, dope track. Sober featuring Charlie Puth, amazing. Pick Me Up featuring Anna of the North, dope track. Charles Brown featuring E40, J Ant, dope. The list goes on. Lots of songs. Check it out. G-Eazy, The Beautiful and Damned. #1, best album, 2017. This is your boy Drumatic. Hope you had a great time. Have a great new year. Be safe. I love y'all. Peace.